Have you ever wondered what it truly means to love your neighbor? Today, we're diving into the story of the Good Samaritan, a parable that Jesus told to inspire compassion, love, and the breaking down of prejudices. It's a story for the ages that is just as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Are you ready? Let's go back to a dusty road somewhere in ancient Israel. It all starts with a certain man, a traveler, journeying down from Jerusalem to Jericho. The road was notorious for being dangerous and steep, littered with twists and turns, making it the perfect spot for bandits to hide. This traveler, innocent and unaware, suddenly fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him mercilessly, and left him on the side of the road, half dead, battered, and vulnerable. Imagine how terrifying that must have been. Not long after, a priest came walking down that same road. You'd think, surely this man of God will stop to help. But no. He saw the injured man, yet he crossed to the other side of the road and kept on going. Now enters a Levite, a temple assistant, walking the same path. You might hope, all right, maybe this religious figure will lend a helping hand. But like the priest before him, he too avoided the man, passing by without a second glance. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. A Samaritan, a member of a group hated and often shunned by the Jewish people, was traveling along the same road. The idea that a Samaritan would stop to help a Jewish man would have been shocking to Jesus' audience, but instead of walking by, the Samaritan was filled with compassion. He saw the wounded man's pain and decided, "Not on my watch." The Samaritan approached the man and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine over them to soothe and disinfect. He then lifted the man onto his own donkey and carried him to an inn where he could rest and recover. But it didn't stop there. The next day he gave 2 denarii to the innkeeper and told him, "Take care of him. If it costs more, I'll pay the difference when I return." Imagine that, a stranger showing such deep, selfless love for another human being. When Jesus finished telling the story, he turned to the crowd and asked, "Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The answer was obvious: the one who had mercy on him. And Jesus concluded with a simple yet powerful command: go and do likewise. This story wasn't just a nice moral tale, it was, and still is, a radical call to action. In a world often divided by race, religion, and social status, Jesus challenges us to look beyond our differences, to treat everyone we encounter with love and dignity, and to be willing to act when others turn away. The Samaritan didn't help because it was convenient or because he expected something in return. He didn't let cultural biases or societal norms stop him. He helped because he had love in his heart. Today, let's remember that our neighbor isn't just the person who looks, speaks, or prays like us. Our neighbor is anyone in need, whether they're next door or across the globe. In a society that often tells us to mind our own business, this story reminds us to do the opposite: to stop, to act, and to love. So what would you do if you were on that dusty, dangerous road? Would you be the one to walk by, or would you be the one to stop? Let's challenge ourselves to live lives of radical compassion. Go out there today and be someone's Good Samaritan. It might just change their life, and yours too.